Have you ever been with a person who's set off easily or who takes it as a grand offense every time they don't get their own way? I mean, you could be at like freaking McDonald's and they order a Diet Coke and the person says, I'm sorry, we're out of Diet Coke. And they're like, oh my God. And for the next hour, they're pissed. They're saying, did you hear the attitude of that girl when she said that? And they're like, no, I didn't hear any attitude at all. But every time they don't get their own way, they take it as some slight of them. Have you ever been with a person like that? Where they just can't hear no. They can't live if they're not getting their own way. Or maybe you are that person. And it's hell to live with that person. It really is. And eventually it gets so bad, you just get tired of the blow-ups. You get tired of all the just drama. And so you just back down and you just give them their own way. You give them their own way, and their energy and their power gets bigger and bigger, and you get smaller and smaller, and you recede, right? You start to lose yourself. Now, very often we call that person, most people call them a narcissist. I call them extreme takers, because all they do is take and take and take, and it always has to be their way. They can't bear to hear the word no, or anything remotely related to it. And very often where that finds its origin is back in childhood. That the child wasn't getting love. They weren't having confirmation of worth simply for who they are. Maybe they got it when they hit their numbers, when they performed, did what was expected of them. Maybe they didn't even get that. But they didn't grow up in a context of love. See, if a child, and this is why it's so important, if a child is growing up in a context of love, that they also hear the word no. Why? So that they don't equate the word no with you don't matter. See, a child who grows up believing they don't matter and not getting love, then every no equals a reminder you don't matter. Every no means I'm not getting love. So they can't bear to hear no from you. They can't bear to hear we don't have Diet Coke. Why? Because you're basically telling me I don't matter and I'm not lovable. Whoa. Now it makes sense why everything's some grand freaking offense. Now, it's not justified. It's not okay, but it makes sense. It goes back to the fact that every single one of these no's, every time I don't get my way, it's somehow a reminder of my childhood being taught I don't matter. I'm not lovable. So at what point do you finally heal that shit? Either as the person who's eating that shit every day and you've so lost yourself and you need to find yourself again, or as the person who's inflicting that damage on everyone around you. Go to my profile, get my book. There's a hole in my love cup. I wrote it for you to heal from this. It's on my website, badasscounseling.com. Have a kick-ass day.